Hello, hello, all my pretties. I was just sitting around the house tonight and I thought I would be ambitious and do a tutorial. So I washed all my makeup off and decided to do something and be productive tonight. So I guess we'll start out. I already had my foundation done at this point, so we're just going to start from this point and I'm adding some primer just to make sure that the eyeshadow stays on. And I'm using my ring finger because your ring finger has the least strength of all of your fingers in your hand, which makes it harder to damage that delicate area. So I always like to make sure that I use that finger when I'm doing stuff for my eye, even like at night when I use my eye cream and stuff to prevent wrinkles. And I always use that finger just because it seems to be the least strong, and I feel like it's being proactive and taking care of my skin. And this palette is the new one from the Balm called Nude, and I absolutely love this light color. It's very pearlescent. So I'm going to put it all over my lid, all the way up to my brow bone, and actually I'm going to pop it right in the corner of, like, in my cornea, I guess, almost, just to brighten up my eyes a little bit. So I went ahead and I picked up some of that extra and I just kind of put it in the corners of my eyes and all the way up to that brow bone and then a little bit down farther. I always like to make sure that I use a pretty decent base because I like the rest of my eyeshadows, darker colors, to glide on a little bit better, and I find if that I put a little bit of a base color on there, that seems to happen and they're able to blend better. This brownish red, I didn't think I would like it until I used it a couple of times, and then I actually kind of fell in love with it. So I'm taking a small tapered brush, just a very, very small bristle, and just kind of putting the color where I want it to be. I have kind of deep set eyes a little, I guess, and so it's really easy to collect a lot of color. And I know you see me kind of going back and forth and like leaning forward and backward. And one of the tricks that I've always seemed to stick by is to lean backwards and look at yourself as a whole in the mirror and see whether or not your eyes are symmetrical. As far as like when you, yeah, so as far as when you put your makeup on is what I was trying to say. You want to make sure that, you have them blended evenly. One doesn't go up crazy high than the other, and so on and so forth. So I took the small color or small brush again, and I popped some of that other color and the same color and the other side there. I'm just gonna blend it out. I'm a big fan of blending. It drives me absolutely crazy when I go to like the mall or something or out to eat and I see women with crazy eyeshadow that's not blended. It makes me want to just like rip open my makeup bag and attack them with brushes and blend out their makeup. And I know that's inappropriate for public, so I just have to keep my mouth shut. So that's why I just blend like crazy. And apparently it was a little too light, so putting a little bit more on. And of course, we're going to blend some more with my big fluffy brush. Blending, blending, blending. And I just keep leaning back because I want to just double check just to make sure that it's not uneven. I would just hate for it to be uneven. I won't want to be one of those girls that I want to attack with a brush. Anyway, you couldn't see it or hear it, but the dog was laying in his bed and he just started snoring super loudly, like really loud. It was quite hilarious to listen to him. So I'm taking that same brush, and I actually didn't even put any more eyeshadow on it. I just took that same brush that already had a little bit left on it, and I'm just putting it under my eyes. You can skip this step if you want. I don't know. I have intense eyes, so I always try to make sure to bring out my eyes a little bit more because I feel like it's one of my better features. So I always just smudge a little bit underneath. You guys can't hear it still, but the dog's snoring again. So I'm just going to keep blending here. I just want to make sure that it blends out evenly. Yeah, I'm in the room editing now, and he's still snoring. He like followed me in the other room to snore a little bit more. But it's really cute, so I can't hate on him. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that shadow, and after all that blending and stuff, some of it came off, and I like to have a little bit extra on my brow bone just to bring out my brow bone. And I really try to tightly put it right underneath my eyebrow. I'll have to upload a video about how I do my eyebrows to shape them and stuff because I don't go get them waxed or anything, and I barely ever pluck my eyebrows. I'll have to do an eyebrow video. So anyway, so I always try to pop it right underneath my eyebrow, right along the brow bone so that it gives that a little bit of highlight there. I don't like it to be overly crazy looking, but right now I'm scattering around looking for that for my NYX. I'm a redhead, and it's really hard to find a brow box for a redhead. So NYX is one of the only companies that actually carries a really good color match for redheads for brow boxes. And so actually this is a brush that I took and it was flat, and I actually cut it on an angle, and it's like perfect. So I just put it in the shadow, and then I actually wipe, just kind of in a wiping motion, I guess, sweep it through my brows. And towards the end, I actually at the end of my brow, I make it a little bit longer just because my eyebrows get a little thin towards the end there. But you can see I'm just keep on filling it in until I get the desired coverage that I want. And I'm just gonna continue filling in my brows on this other side. Just want to make sure they're even. Again, you kind of just lean back and just check out your face as a whole just to make sure that everything lines up and is even. And so this right here, oh, you can't really see it very well. It is MAC's Brow Set, and you absolutely cannot see that. It's Boy Girl, which again is super hard to find any color that matches for a redhead. And these are the only two that I've really found that work well for my skin tone and hair color. So, and then I take one of those, oh God, this thing's so old, and just brush through it just because the brow set gel, it doesn't seem to, because it's got a color in it, it just doesn't seem to get all the way in and set my brows very well, so I always comb it through just to make sure they look okay. Somebody once told me that eyebrows are the frame of your face, and that's always kind of stuck in my head. And adding a little bit of extra blush just because I like super pink cheeks. And of course, some De-Slick from Urban Decay. You have to shake it a little bit just to make sure that all the particles and stuff are all mixed in there to make sure it works sufficiently. And I'm searching for mascara right now because I wasn't prepared. So I recently have discovered, like when I curl my eyelashes, that I take and I push it in just a little bit, and then I'm able to curl them a little bit better. And then I curl a little extra crimp on the end just to make them, do you see how I kind of like tilted it back? You tilt it back a little bit and then curl and then crimp again as you kind of almost pull away. And that seems to have been working much better for me. And sometimes I actually take the blow dryer and I'll heat it up a little bit. Now, right here, I didn't do this time because it makes me look like a dork on camera, but I usually stick my tongue out. There's some reflex that makes you not want to blink if you have your tongue out, but I didn't want to look like a loser on camera. Looking all silly. So, but, and I don't know if you noticed it, there was a small flick where I kind of took the mascara wand and I went on top of my lashes. And what that does is it makes them a little bit longer, so then when you do the upward sweep, the mascara is able to catch a little bit. Oh, you can see I got a little bit of mascara right in the corner of my eye there, but have no fear, I'm going to show you a little trick to get rid of it. That's why we're going to let it dry. That's why I didn't do it right away, because you have to let it dry in order to get rid of it. So, see, oh, there was the little flick again. You do it on top of the lashes and then under the under sweep again. That way the mascara can catch a little bit more eyelash. And I really like this mascara. It's from, I think, e.l.f. and it's like their new one, but it's super nice. I really like the brush. and it's really easy to use. And I have little nubby eyelashes, so I'm just taking a spoolie, and actually I got these at Clinique. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually taking the end of that spoolie and I'm separating. There's a couple of lashes that were stuck together. But see, so there's that little spot right there, and you just take that dry spoolie that has nothing on it and you just wipe it away. It like flicks it off, and then it looks like it was never even there, and it works everywhere. So that's it, ladies and gents. Well, more like ladies. Um, Please don't forget to subscribe. I really enjoyed doing this tutorial for you guys today. And show your love. Send me beautiful comments if you want to. Subscribe and I'll have more videos up. Enjoy the photos. And I'll talk to you guys soon.